People just love it when we talk about Leesburg, Virginia, and what it's like to live here, and we love talking about it. I will update this video as things change, but right now we're going to talk about Leesburg, Virginia from a lifestyle perspective, so that if you're interested in moving here or thinking about moving here, you have some idea of where you may want to live. If you're interested in learning more about that, we're ready to talk about it right now. Hey everybody, this is Maggie Hatfield from 15 West Homes Real Estate, and I'm going to be straight up with you about where to live in Leesburg, Virginia. If you've never followed this channel before, make sure you press the subscribe button and click the notification bell so you get notified of every new video we do. We're going to cover the Northern Virginia area and what it's like to live here, and we're going to get to that right now. We get so many phone calls, emails, and texts about what it's like to live in the Northern Virginia area, and we love talking about it. So if you're even thinking about moving anywhere in the Northern Virginia area, reach out to us, email us, text us, call us, days, night, weekends, whatever. We have your back when it comes to moving to Northern Virginia, and specifically right now, Leesburg, Virginia. I'm also licensed in Maryland as well as Virginia, so if you need anything real estate related in those areas, I'm here to help. I'm going to break everything down and tell you what it's like to live in certain areas of Leesburg, and I'm going to share not only my stories, I've been here 20 plus years, but also my clients' stories. So if you're ready to learn more about this, we're going to get at it right now. One of the great things I love about Leesburg is you have this great mix of country and city urban. We have a little downtown area that's just growing year by year. It has wonderful shops and restaurants. There's lots to do here, and the downtown shuts down in the warmer months on Friday afternoon and until Sunday afternoon, so you can actually walk around the downtown area, which is really nice. And they also have a First Fridays, which is every first Friday of the month. Shops stay open late. You have live music. You can get some cocktails and walk around the downtown. It's really, really a nice community feel. In addition to that, we also have major holiday celebrations like Halloween parades where they throw a ton of candy that goes, I don't know, maybe 10 blocks. You have fire engines, you know, it's very small town, very community. We also have a Christmas parade. We have a 4th of July celebration. We have a New Year's Eve celebration. So it's a wonderful community, and it was a great place for me to raise my family. And I have a lot of clients that have moved here with younger kids and are experiencing the same thing that I did with my children. So highly recommend Leesburg, and we're going to get to the different areas of where you can live here, north, south, east, and west. I'm going to highlight a few of the neighborhoods. There are tons of neighborhoods here, so I'm only going to highlight a few in each area. So if you want more information or this has piqued your interest and you'd like to talk more, again, feel free. Call us, text us, email us anytime, and we'd be happy to help. Next up for downtown Leesburg is Crescent Place, and it is a mix of retail, condo, and townhomes, all collected together in a nice little community. You can see right across the street here is Raffalo Park, so you're right across from the street. Again, you're steps away from the bike trail. And I remember this place because my kids, when Pokemon Go was a big thing, my kids used to hang out in this park back here and catch a lot of Pokemon. And they'd also walk the downtown. So I felt okay about it because they were getting exercise as well as catching Pokemon. But you can see here, I'm gonna turn it around. These are the retail shops. And then you have condos above the retail, if you can see there. Got rooftop terraces and things like that. And then you also have a townhome enclave of townhomes that you could possibly live in. So this is a lot of people that moved here, a lot of my clients that moved here were downsizing. So their kids had just finished college and they were looking to downsize, so they moved into either one of the condos with the rooftop deck or actually a little townhome. And it's convenient to the downtown area. You can literally walk there. It's also convenient to a lot of great restaurants and bars. I sold a home here last year in 2022, and it wasn't even on the market for, I don't know, 4 days. It's a very high demand area. and especially because of its location, obviously, but the homes are a little bit more reasonably priced for Loudoun County standards. Here are the townhomes. Get a sense of those. And it's just a nice little community. They have block parties all the time. They have impromptu parties all the time. There's a pool that you can go to, but it's a very tight-knit community. Very welcoming community. So if you're looking to downsize, or you're just starting out and you don't want a big place, but you want to be close to downtown, this is definitely something to check out. If you're looking for more of the downtown vibe in a newer environment, King Street condos are definitely a place to check out. These are one-level condos, so you've got 3 floors, as you can see here. So there's an elevator. They range from 2 to 3 bedrooms. They're right in the heart of downtown, so you can just walk out your door and go to Goose Cup Coffee, you can go to Tuscarora Mill, you can go to some of the breweries and things like that. So it's definitely worth checking out King Street condos for your downtown vibe if you want to be in the downtown area. We are in another one of my favorite neighborhoods. It's called Raspberry Falls. We're in North Leesburg. It also has a private golf course called Raspberry Falls Golf Club. It is a links course, and it is amazingly beautiful. It's a private course, and you can pay for a membership even if you don't live here, which is nice. And the homes are Van Meter homes. There's a newer section, newer meaning 20 years old, and an older section, which is probably around 30 years old. I lived here. I've lived in a lot of places in Leesburg, so I can talk a lot about it. I lived here for about 7 years. Loved it. I had built one of the semi-custom homes, and it was beautiful, but it was just too big. We didn't use half the house, so it was kind of silly to live here. Homes are in the $1 million to $2 million range, so they're not cheap, but they're on good-sized lots, so a minimum of an acre. I think there may be some half acres, but I think they're mostly a minimum of an acre. And then there's some larger conservancy lots up the hill. Kind of behind me here, you can go up a hill and get some conservancy wooded lots, and then there's some other conservancy lots throughout the neighborhood. The homes are built with really nice materials, stone and stucco, brick, some siding, but it's a magnificent neighborhood. It's been very well maintained. There's a pool, community pool, and that's really it for the amenities, but the green space and just the views are spectacular. I'm right next to the community center. The golf club over here is to my right, as is the pool. And I'd walk you on the golf course, but I'll get yelled at, so I won't do that. So if you're looking for space and you want to still be close to the downtown area, we're about 10 minutes from downtown Leesburg, and you want to make a roughly easy commute, this is something to look at. I will say that the highway this neighborhood is off of tends to get really congested. It's a one-way each way. So if there's an accident, it really backs up the traffic. There's a plan in place to mitigate the traffic congestion. The traffic is workable. You just need to know when to leave and when to come home, but it is something that people do complain about. So there is a plan in place to fix that. But just knowing that going in is really important. You can tell that I really love this community. So I would recommend this to people who want space, who want a really nicely built home in just a very nice community, like just beautifully maintained. It's just really pretty. Welcome to beautiful Selma Estates. I actually live here, as in real time right now, just a little bit north of Raspberry Falls. It is a community of about 350 homes, and they vary in size from about a half an acre to the largest is 25 acres. So we have a couple big conservancy lots that some people are on. We are surrounded almost everywhere by woods. On the back half of Selma, towards the front, you're getting closer towards the highway, so not as many woods. But one of the things I really love about it is there's walking trails all around the community. So we have 2 dogs and 2 cats, but we have 2 dogs that we walk. And it's really nice to just go out and walk. You can walk in the woods, you can walk in the community. And it's really safe for kids to bike around. and, you know, not feel like they're going to stray too far from the neighborhood. We have a mix of baby boomers and newer families that have just moved in with younger kids, so it's starting to turn over a little bit. I'm, you know, an empty nester, so we'll probably be moving out in 2 to 3 years, but you can see the home styles anywhere from colonial to craftsman to modern farmhouse. Check out Selma Estates. It's great for families. It's close to downtown Leesburg. Also in North Leesburg is the neighborhood that goes by a couple different names. I call it Village Green in this video. I also call it Elysian Heights. It is close to the Potomac River and is considered to be part of the town of Luckett's, which is also considered Leesburg, Virginia. It's north, it's maybe 30 minutes away from Frederick, Maryland, but it's also about 20 minutes away from the downtown Leesburg. It's tucked away around farms and wineries and breweries, very close to the Potomac. The homes kind of act as a buffer between the Potomac River and that community. And it is just beautiful, quiet. It's surrounded by conservancy green space in the neighborhood, and it is a mix of single family as well as townhouses. There's about 280 single family homes and 333 townhomes. And it is something to consider if you want to be a little farther out and maybe have a little more green space. And the price point is a little bit lower because it is that far north. So it's something that, you know, would be a consideration if your price point needed to go a little bit lower than living in downtown Leesburg proper or closely surrounding areas. So definitely something to look at. And you can see by the video that the homes are really nicely built and it's a very established neighborhood. So definitely something to check out. All right, so we are in South Leesburg, and I'm probably the farthest south that I'm going to go at one of my favorite neighborhoods. It is called Woodlea Manor. I think you can see the sign. And it is one of my favorite neighborhoods because it is a very established neighborhood. It's been around for, gosh, as long as I've been here, so over 20 years. And it's a really great mix of stone homes, brick homes, there's some siding homes, and it's just very classic. It's very established, the trees are beautiful. You've got a lot of families here, probably a lot of empty nesters, so it's starting to turn over a little bit. I love the fact that most of the roofs in here are either cedar shake or they are tin, and they've got wide roads and a nice boulevard coming into the area. And there's probably, I would guess, about 300 homes here. So it's a really nice place to live if you like older established neighborhoods. Right up the road from here is the Leesburg Animal Park. You could literally walk there. And it's a great place to go and check out the animals, but it also has the ability to have birthday parties there. And they have events around Halloween and Christmas. They have, you know, big slides and things like that. They've expanded what they do, which is really nice. So definitely something to check out with the kids. If you go a little further south from here, you have access to wineries. If you go even further, you can get to Meadowbrook, Virginia, which is a really cute little horse country place, very horsey there. So the next up we have Meadowbrook Farm. And this, if you are interested in newer homes, this is actually not completed yet, but I would say it's probably 80% completed. It is a van meter community with beautiful single family homes, and they range from smaller homes, technically smaller homes, but they're still pretty big, on smaller lots to larger homes on larger lots. Nice wide boulevards, nice wide streets. Just a little bit farther north from where we were at Woodlea Manor. The homes here, I think there's probably about, I'd guess about 500 homes. So it's a bigger neighborhood. And again, there's a whole bunch of other neighborhoods adjacent and across the street. So you have a lot of other neighborhoods that you can explore of varying ages. But this one I really like because it's the craftsman style / modern farmhouse look. Beautiful options for siding. You can do a dark blue, you can do a lighter color, you can do a gray. You can see that the streets are really, you're probably looking behind me, you can see the streets are really wide. But it's just a really nice community of newer homes. So these are newer homes, so there's a lot of families here, not a lot of older, just two people, adult people. This is really built for a family community, and it is definitely something to check out. Again, you're maybe 10 minutes away from downtown Leesburg. You're maybe another 5 minutes from the major commuter roads, 30 minutes from Dulles Airport. So you really can't go wrong in this neighborhood. I'm just going to pan around so you can see. But really, really nice neighborhood, Meadowbrook Farm. We are still in South Leesburg and taking a look at the neighborhood called Tavistock Farms. It is a more established neighborhood. It is a mix of townhomes and single-family homes, as you can see here. It's a lovely little community close to downtown. It's probably about a 15-minute drive, so you could walk there, but it'd be a long walk. And it's also close to Ashburn, Virginia. It's about 30 minutes away from Ashburn. There is a community center. There is a pool. It's a fairly spread out neighborhood. There's lots of different events that they have going on during the year. They have a concert series in the summertime, and they have all sorts of different parties that you can attend. So it's a very community-oriented, activity-filled neighborhood that you might want to check out if you want to look at single families or townhomes. The lots aren't huge. It's in a very central location, and might be something that you would want to consider. Moving west now to Beacon Hill, one of my favorite communities. I know I have a lot of them, but this one is special to me because it is a luxury home community that is nestled on the rolling crest of Catoctin Mountain. It encompasses 1,100 acres. It's home to 225 estate and hamlet homes. And the cool thing about Beacon Hill is that it is surrounded by equestrian trails and has amazing open space that gives you views to the Blue Ridge foothills. And if you are a horse person, you can board your horse on the actual community property and visit it every day and ride the trails, which I think is amazing. And it also has a golf course, which actually has shut down, but they are going to open it back up. The views and the green spaces are amazing in Beacon Hill. It is definitely worth a drive-through, and the homes are spectacular. They're very large. They range from several acres to 1 acre, and then the size varies according to the size of the acreage, but it is an amazing community. Definitely something to check out. A little closer into downtown Leesburg, but still West Leesburg, is a community called Old Waterford Knoll. It was the very first neighborhood we moved to when we moved here in 1998, so it definitely has a special place in my heart. It is single-family homes, mostly colonial style, probably in the 225-ish range of homes. And I love that neighborhood for a few reasons. One is that it is right next door to Idley Park. And Idley Park encompasses several acres of walking trails and parkland. And in that parkland, it includes soccer fields, it includes tennis courts, it includes a splash pool, a huge one, and it also has a public library on site, as well as a recreation facility that has a weight room. You can take dance lessons. It has an indoor pool. It's just a lovely recreation center and park that we have access to at any time, which I loved. And in addition to that, we are next door to Morven Park, which again is thousands of actual acres of green space, a lovely, amazing mansion, and it hosts equine events, polo, and other events like rugby, sports events, that type of thing. And it's literally right next door to Old Waterford Knoll. You can literally walk up the road and walk down the trails and go walk to the mansion and walk around the property. So it's very, very close. And the third thing I love about Old Waterford Knolls is the proximity to downtown Leesburg. So you literally can walk to downtown Leesburg from that community. And it was very, very convenient when we wanted to go to the parades, because we didn't have to find a place to park, or we just wanted to walk to downtown Leesburg, maybe have a couple cocktails and not have to drive home, which was amazing. So definitely a community to check out. We are now in East Leesburg, and again, one of my favorite neighborhoods, Lakes of Red Rock. And I actually used to live here. I lived here for about 3.5, 4 years, and there are single family homes with some townhomes. So there's a mix of larger single families, there's smaller single families, and then there's townhomes. And it's organized around a little lake. It's a man-made lake, but it has this really beautiful covered bridge. And many people obviously go there to take pictures during the holidays. The loop around the lake is a really nice loop, so you can do a nice walk, and then it connects with some other neighborhoods. But it's a really nice neighborhood, and it's starting to turn over as well. So a lot of the boomers lived here. Kids have moved out, done with college, and now they're going to go ahead and downsize. So we're seeing some turnover here too. Families with young children, not new children. Well, they're new too, but young children. Next on the list to highlight for East Leesburg is Potomac Station. Potomac Station is a community of about 1,400 single-family homes and townhomes, and has a lot of amenities to offer its residents. And that includes a clubhouse, a junior Olympic-sized pool, multiple playground areas, a basketball court, 2 tennis courts, and walking trails. It is also pretty close to downtown Leesburg, so the location is really, really convenient. And they do a lot of community events throughout the year, such as hosting an outdoor movie night. Obviously, they're going to have the egg hunt every April, Halloween costume contest, breakfast with Santa, in pool parties, and a whole bunch more things to do in Potomac Station. Their price points range for the townhomes in the high 400,000s and up to high 900s for some of the larger single-family homes in that community. So it's definitely something to check out if you're first-time home buyer, or you only have a couple people, or if you have a family. Potomac Station has a solution for every instance of what you may need. So definitely check it out. There you have it. I've just outlined many great places to live in Leesburg, Virginia, and based on your preferences, you can see that you have many great options. All we need from you next is a little bit more about what you're looking for, maybe things you like, things you don't like. Maybe you want a big house with a big yard and an office space that you can work from home in. Maybe you want a smaller place that's low maintenance in a gated community. Once we figure out what your needs are, we can come up with really great solutions that you can choose from to make the best decision for you. But we can't do that if you don't reach out. So please feel free to call us, text us, email us, weekdays, weeknights, anytime, so that we can help you find your dream home in Leesburg, Virginia.